One Soviet officer saved 7 billion lives by refusing to push the button that would have started nuclear World War III. And his government punished him for it. Before we continue, would you mind liking this video and subscribing to our channel? Now, let's discover how one man's decision prevented the apocalypse. On September 26, 1983, Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov was on duty at a Soviet nuclear early warning bunker near Moscow. His job was to monitor satellites for incoming American missile attacks. At 12:15 a.m., the alarm system suddenly screamed to life. The computers showed 5 American nuclear missiles heading directly toward the Soviet Union. Petrov had just minutes to decide whether to report the attack up the chain of command. Soviet military protocol was crystal clear. If he reported the attack, his superiors would launch a full-scale nuclear counterstrike against the United States. Within 30 minutes, billions of people would die in nuclear hellfire. But here's where Petrov's incredible judgment saved the world. Something felt wrong. Why would America launch only 5 missiles? A real first strike would involve hundreds or thousands of weapons. Petrov had 13 minutes to make his decision before the missiles would theoretically hit Soviet territory. His hands were shaking. Every second that passed increased the pressure to launch retaliation. He made the most important decision in human history. He reported it as a false alarm. He was gambling the survival of the Soviet Union on his gut instinct. His superiors were furious. They demanded to know why he hadn't followed protocol. Petrov calmly explained that 5 missiles made no military sense for a surprise attack. 23 agonizing minutes later, no missiles hit Soviet territory. Petrov was right. The satellites had mistaken sunlight reflecting off clouds for missile launches. It was a computer error that nearly ended human civilization. But here's the shocking injustice. Instead of being celebrated as a hero, Petrov was quietly reprimanded and forced into early retirement. The Soviet government was embarrassed that their satellite system had malfunctioned so catastrophically. They covered up the entire incident for decades. The world didn't learn about Petrov's decision until after the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. The most terrifying part? If any other officer had been on duty that night, someone who blindly followed protocol without questioning, nuclear war would have been inevitable. Computer analysis later confirmed that American missile silos would have automatically launched within minutes of detecting incoming Soviet warheads. The retaliation would have been unstoppable. Petrov lived the rest of his life in a small apartment on a military pension, largely forgotten. He died in 2017 at age 77, never receiving official recognition from Russia for preventing World War III. Western organizations eventually honored him with peace awards, but his own country never acknowledged that one man's courage and critical thinking saved billions of lives. That's your Cold War knowledge bomb. If this showed you how close we came to nuclear apocalypse, smash that like button. Subscribe to 3 Min Knowledge for more incredible moments when one decision changed everything.